Okay, welcome to Module 5, the last module in this course. In this module, we'll be exploring a fairly important question, and that's the question, are we alone in the universe, or is the universe teeming with life? So to tackle that question, we're going to take a two-pronged approach. First, we're going to look at the search for extraterrestrial life. That is a search for civilizations that we think are sort of like us and that are broadcasting on parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, very much the way we've been broadcasting our radio and television shows, well, at least when we still broadcast them over the air. So we'll talk a little bit about the development of that search, why we think that's a worthwhile search, and spoiler alert, that search hasn't been very productive, so we don't actually have any results for that. The second approach will be to look at life within the solar system, and within the solar system we don't expect to find lost civilizations on Mars or such things, other such things. We expect to potentially find microbic life. So to tackle that question, we're going to look at first the ingredients on life. What does it take to construct a life form? And you'll see that it actually only takes a few elements, but we all have those very necessary elements in common. And because most of the locations within the solar system that we can imagine, where we can imagine life to exist, are fairly unpleasant environments. They are what are referred to as extreme environments. So to prime ourselves for a search of extreme environments outside this planet, we're going to look at some extreme environments on this planet. We'll only look at 3 different ones. One of these is really cool because it's actually where we now think life started. So after we've looked at extreme environments on this planet, then we'll start looking at other planets. And realistically, Mars is the only other really good candidate within the solar system, so we'll spend a little bit of time looking for life on Mars, as we have spent time looking for life on Mars for quite a while. And then we go into the outer parts of the solar system. So the other good candidates for life in the outer parts of the solar system are icy satellites of the outer planets, which have a layer of probably salty water within them. And that water, those subsurface oceans, are actually prime examples. Then we'll look at a very different kind of environment, namely Titan with its weird methane, organic chemistry, atmosphere, and liquid methane oceans. And we'll see that really, if there is life, it's not the sort of life we'd want to meet. And then we'll wrap it up with a final look for search of life on planets outside our solar system. And I'll largely just mention some of the complexities that are associated with that. And that's it. After that, you're done with the course.